Hello and welcome to the Blackout Podcast, where I get to talk to amazing people who do amazing things. And today I have my friend, Sparsome Artist. These guys' streams are crazy, actually. Your number, we need to talk about that.
Let's get to that.
BASYL, thanks for coming to the podcast
Thank
today.
you, brother. Thank you for having me.
Not BASYL, the thing. Like, oh wait, Bass the fish. I love that.
Bass like the fish.
Like the fish.
If you have a problem pronouncing my name,
just Bass the fish.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for coming to the podcast.
Thanks
today.
for having me, man. This is dope.
Okay, so I remember, Million Vibes had snacks. And I'm going there, just to go hear some good music. And then you come on. And it was your birthday that day.
Yes.
Was your
At
birthday?
the garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was your birthday, and you blew. Wow. Okay. And then I checked your Spotify, and like,
I did good, is what you're trying to say?
It was great. Okay, the performance was great. And then I checked it. Yeah. It was like I was blown away. Yeah. And then I check your Spotify and the numbers are insane. I'm like, okay, I need to talk to this guy.
For sure. Man.
And you're like, pretty open, pretty straightforward, pretty easy to talk to. So thanks for also, accepting to come on the podcast. But when did your music journey start?
Great question. So I always loved music. I feel like I never really thought of myself as an artist growing up. But it was just always this like far-fetched thing, right? Like there was, regular society, and then there was like these guys, right? But I found myself like in 2014 when I first came here, I wrote a little bit just for not to make music or anything, just to kind of like for therapy reasons, like, you know what I mean? Or I should, healing reasons, whatever you want to call it. Never did anything, like all the notes ended up being, thrown in the trash or whatever. And then 2017, 2018, I was in environmental engineering at the time.
Okay, wait. How do you go from environmental engineering to making all this crazy?
I'm about to get to it.
Let's go.
Yeah. So I was in environmental engineering. That's why I came to Halifax in the first place. Mm-hmm. Long story, before we get to that part of it, but how I got into music, I wasn't happy in school, and I just knew that I love music almost more than like anybody I know, and I was like, okay, if I love it that much, I owe myself to like at least give myself a chance in that industry, in that world, in whatever position, know. And I knew that as soon as I graduated, I was gonna jump into it, and I sure did. I did become like a music video producer a little bit for a while, and then during that time, I would always just have my own like sessions at the house, just freestyle like over instrumentals that I found on YouTube, things like that. Mm-hmm. And like next thing you know, I'm just like, okay, I'm become a little bit more unhappy in the video position that I was in, and which was very confusing to me, because I was like, all I thought I wanted to do was just be a part of a project, right? Yeah. But then I was like, okay, I am a part of great projects, but I'm still not like satisfied, The itch is still there. The creative itch just kept coming and coming. And then, sure enough, I was like, you know what? If I were to ever do music, I had like a hypothetical like 4-piece project that I would drop first. And then one day I had a thing happen to me, and then put the battery in my back and just went for it, man. Dude. Long answer, but.
Yeah, no. That you kind of honed in into the point of it.
Yeah.
So, environmental engineering, that's like super specific.
Yeah.
Why that course though?
I love the environment. I'm like a big like nature boy. My mother is like huge into agriculture like her whole life and stuff. And just growing up, I always like was intrigued by that, attracted to that world. Mm-hmm. And I loved science, and my parents were like, we're either going to become a doctor or engineer. You know what I mean? And they knew that I wasn't going to become a doctor because that's not my thing. So, and science was kind of my thing, and the environment. And then, I was just as I was about to finish high school, I had a few recommendations as far as like my parents, like, there's this option. And then I found out about environmental engineering, and I was like, hey, listen, here's something that would meet us halfway. You want me to do engineering? I love the environment. here we are.
Yeah.
and I just I thought of it as a door for me to just make a positive impact, at some point.
Right. Yeah. And how was it studying? So was it at Dal or?
Yeah, I did St. Mary's first, diploma there, and then the Dalhousie. Finished it up there.
And how was studying that?
It was pretty miserable, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
What? What was miserable about it?
Okay, I love learning. I love science. School is just not for me, bro. Like I tried so hard. It's just not for me. I'm one of those people that school is just not for me.
Can relate. Like it's not that I won't do the exam or pass or whatever. Like I'll do the motions, but like no.
I'm just not that invested, like mentally invested in it, and I don't know how else to describe that. Like it's a crazy feeling because I understand the value in it, and I don't regret doing it. But at the same time, I just realized that okay, a life of an academic is not for me, and an engineer is very much an academic because you have to keep learning the whole life and stuff, and the lifestyle of a successful engineer, because if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to need to become successful at it and aim to be the best, and the lifestyle of the best engineer out there is just not one that I want to live.
What would it typically look like?
I mean, just not this. I don't know how else to say it. I just think I don't know how else to say it. Just not whatever you see me doing when you see me smiling.
Is the opposite? It's the opposite. Okay, so music itself. How did you? I know how you got to do music, but what type of songs did you love? And there's a difference between I'm listening to it versus I'm making it. And how did you go from just listening to what I want to make it?
Yeah, great question. So and I hope if any new upcoming artists that are not found themselves yet, if they're listening, pay attention to this part because that's basically what broke my shell as an artist. I just felt as a fan of music and as big fan of music, I realized at some points, man, I'm sure you can relate to this too, that sometimes you have this, you're feeling a type of way and you can't find that one fucking song to really hit that spot. Or if you did find the song, you can't find another one, you can't find one that just, so I had a lot of those times, right. a lot of those times just over years and stuff. And then I watched one interview of Andre 3000 with Rick Rubin, a famous one. And he got asked, what type of music do you listen to? And he said instrumentals. And the reason why is because he said that music nowadays is so invasive with the lyrics and stuff. You feel you're forced to feel what the artist is feeling. So he wants to listen to music that he has his own feelings to. And that just sparked the idea in my head. I was like, okay, that's my next step to relieve this energy or whatever. So I started listening to composers and weird shit, piano and you know what I mean? Real people that do instrumental shit. And it's just very quickly turned into YouTube beats, And and then when I'm listening to YouTube beats, I would just do, and then I would try to freestyle. And I suck at freestyle. I can't freestyle to save my life. And then, so what happens is every time I would freestyle and if something good comes out, I would immediately after the first line, I would be so happy about it that I would get in my own way and I'd be I would start thinking about other people's reactions and I would just, I would fuck up the whole flow, completely.
It's this line is so good.
And then I lose my flow or whatever, right? So it was it was a weird personal experiment because I had to observe myself doing that, and also analyze it and also be non-judgmental and all that. And then that became the problem. So now I've solved the first problem, which is, find a beat, find a song, find something to invoke my emotion. But then it became, okay, well, I want to say something, but I'm getting so it was one of those things where the lesson to the next step was don't get in your own way or get out of your own way or something like that. And that just was one of those things where I just saw it for a whole week straight, in an interview or on TV or some person said it. It just kept sticking at me, And I was that's what I need to do. I need to get out of my own way. If I can't freestyle, but the feeling wants to come out, fuck the words. Just let the feeling come out, So I stopped judging myself and if I'm mumbling, I'm mumbling. If I'm going, that's the song, whatever. So that just opened it up for me and I kept doing it, and I would I would recognize when I'm feeling that way, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need to lock in. Like, I'll just go and sit on my computer, and if I have some free time, just do like maybe 20, 30 beats. And then the way I do it is, if the beat moves me within the first few seconds, I record and I only freestyle my first reaction to the beat. Wow. I don't listen to it again. I don't go back. I quickly move on to the next one, and then I probably don't even listen to it till like a few days later or weeks later. And
that's crazy discipline though. Where's the discipline from to do that?
Ain't no discipline.
No, it's not.
No, you just want to do it. I just want to do it. It's like I have to do it. Like it becomes like it's a need.
It's just If
I'm not doing it, I'm upset. I'm pissed off. I'm not in a good mood.
Right.
You know. So at the time, mind you, this is not Bass that looks at himself as an artist. Still, I'm the videographer. But I just do this to feel better. You know, just within myself, within my regular human experience, you can call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that actually, I mean, I'm thinking of it as discipline, but when you put it that way, it makes sense because, and actually it's almost like a cheat code because you are compelled to do what is making you better. It's like your body is saying, we have to do this thing, and you have no choice. You just have to do it.
And do it like nobody's watching.
Right.
Also.
And every time you're doing it, you're better than the last time, and then you're better than the last time, you're better than the last time. Okay, exactly. Before we get back to the music, let's talk about the videography. How did that start? How did you get into that?
So I graduated by the grace of God. And listen, when I tell you by the grace of God, I mean it. I'm gonna give you a little bit of context. Yeah. We're in like COVID, shut down everything. I'm in like exam time. 4 out of 5 of my courses already, the grades came out. I passed. I got everything. There's one course left. And this one course, I never went to class for it.
Oh my God.
It was like an alternative that I had to like. Anyways, long story short, it was just a course that I didn't know anybody in. There's no help. I don't know nothing in. I failed the midterm. Didn't do any. Long story short, I passed this course with a 50.024. And I graduated.
Right.
And even the professor was like, "This is like," he was emailing me like hand something else in, like to give us something, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. This is the closest anybody has ever been. Yeah. And I was just like, listen, like,
I did it.
I'll take it. If you can confirm that that's my score, I'll take it. So by the grace of God, really, I made it out, and I knew that I owed myself just a whole year of doing whatever I want. You know?
Right.
And shout out Shani. He had a music video shoot and he needed help. He just needed like casting or whatever. And I showed up. And long story short, didn't like how it was run. And I was just like, damn, like, is this how are they shooting music videos? Like, I can do a lot better than that. Like, and I didn't know nothing about music videos. I didn't know how to hold a camera. I don't know nothing when I tell you nothing. And so one day I just like got a little bit like maybe a boost of courage, I should say. And I just DM'd him and I was like, hey, can I shoot a music video for you? And he was like, yeah, of course. Let's meet up and do it. And then 2 months later, he realized that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. He realized that I really don't know. But he also realized that I'm down. Like I dedicated, like, you know what I mean? I want to learn all this stuff. So he's like, hey, how? So he started just basically like, whatever he's doing, anything in the music, he'll just have me there. So put me in a room with other videographers and blah, 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 blah. And soon enough, within a few months, like I was directing, shooting, editing my own, like the own videos and all that stuff. And so fun. Like I did that with him for a couple of years. We did some great projects, like, and I feel like that was kind of like the time, like that was the time that I just kind of like knew that, okay, for sure, I need to be in the music world. You know what I mean? Because this is so fun. Like, you know, I get to make the video, he gets exposure, we go to shows, people are singing the words, let's go. Like, that was like my satisfaction at the time. Yeah, so that's basically what I did videos on, and just kind of like you learned on YouTube. Yeah,
YouTube, right? But in that period, you know, you made all these videos. Is there one video from that time you're like, man, I'm really proud of that video? Which one is it, and why are you proud of it?
I I would say there's so many. I would say 619. I would say, even though I don't think like we did better jobs than other videos, like more cohesive and stuff. But that was really like our first big like aim for the stars, shoot for the moon, like, you know what I mean, or vice versa. I don't know how you say it, but just like don't let like there's no ceiling. Just think of it and make the calls and see if it happens or it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? And everything that we tried for happened. Like we got like the chicken burger, the diner up in that Bedford. We got the whole thing for a whole night for free.
Wow.
Like, anyways, it's a whole thing.
Wow.
But,
what was the concept for that video?
honestly, there wasn't really much of a concept. Me and Shani just sat down on my couch and we went through the song and we wrote down like, okay, between this second and this second, what do we want to have? Like, what do we want to show? What do we want to see? And literally, like, by the end of it, we have this 2-3 pages of like so many shoots, and we're like, okay, how do we actually get this to happen? And that's when I realized that I like doing that experience really proved to me, helped me prove to myself that I can make shit happen out of nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Just play the part, show up, and keep doing it, and it'll like projects happen, people come together, like, you know what I mean? And that was just one of the projects where, again, reason why it's my favorite, we aimed high and we got better results than we expected, and till this day, like, I made so many great connections from that shoot, from those shoots, I should say. And yeah, that was like the catalyst for everything. I feel like our journey as a, like me and Shani's journey, I should say. Yeah.
Shani is dope as fuck.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so, you know, you're doing the music and you're doing this recording by the side.
So, yeah, so I'm doing the video stuff.
Yeah.
And during the video, I'm just recording by myself, like not even Shani, nobody knows. I'm just doing this for myself, like I said. And then one day, anyway, so by like 2021, by late 2021, I have a meeting with Shani and everybody. I'm like, guys, like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't want to do the video shit anymore. You know, I don't know what I want to do, but it ain't this. So wrapped up the last few projects and just chilled. I was working at a call center at the time, and I just kept working, didn't do anything. Every time I would go out, I'd listen to most of the time I'd listen to the same 4 recordings that I have out of all the hundreds that I have in my phone, and those just always stuck out. So I would always just have this, like I said, hypothetical EP. Like if I would ever drop anything, it would be those four. Even though there's no words, it was just but I knew that it was like quality, you know. And I was more so just impressed of the fact that I can literally, like, I have songs in my head that would come out, you know. And I knew that there was something there to like to go after. And 2 very vital days, very important days that kickstarted this whole shit.
Yeah.
So I live with Shani, and one day he calls me. He was in Kuwait. He calls me. He goes, "Yo, I'm not coming back until like," this was like December 2021. He goes, "I'm not coming back till March." I'm like, March? Fuck. He was supposed to come back like 5 days after. Yeah. And I was like, March? He was like, no, like late February. So I literally said, haha, no pants till February. And we laughed, and that's it. Because I was at home just all in my boxers the whole day, because I work from home also. So I'm like, all right, I'm not wearing pants till February, ha 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 ha. After the phone call, it just stuck in my head. I was like, oh, that's a nice like project name. Because at the time, like Tyler the Creator is like had his Call Me If You Get Lost or whatever, and I was just like inspired by like long names, and I was like, that's a funny name, you know. And that's it. A month later, this is the second day, and this is where it all kind of went down. I work at a call center, and I love soul music. And there was a soul artist that called me to renew his domain name and like website and shit. I was just like a sales guy on the phone. Long story short, I talked to him as if I'm an artist, you know, and like I want to get started and blah blah blah. And him and I just had like a real conversation, because I tried to sell him shit, and then he was like, listen, man, like, I can't be fucked with. Like, just, I literally, he said that, like, I can't be fucked with. Like, don't worry, just don't even try. So after he said that, I was like, you know what? Let me just have a real conversation with this dude. Yeah. And I got to know, and I quickly, like, got upset at myself, because I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna be on this phone with this guy for 10 minutes and not realize who the fuck he is? Because I'm usually like on it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I want to promo like Shawnee's stuff. I'm always like talking to people and like doing my research. So quickly I'm like, oh, like shit, you're, you know, in the same realm of Bill Withers, Otis Redding, all the greats. He's up there. He just hasn't had as many hits.
Right.
So, but he's there. He's being sampled by everybody. Like, you know, I asked him about sampling. He's like, oh yeah, like I get sampled by all of them, like Nas, Ice Cube, this, that. And then he was like, oh, I get a ton of money from this young man in Chicago. What's his name? So my dumbass started naming like young people, like Chance the Rapper, and like Lil Durk and shit. And then he's like, no, and I realized, I'm like, dude, this guy's 85 years old. Right. Young to him is old to me. Yes. So I said, Kanye West, and he's like, yeah, I love that man. He fucking pays me so much money every year. And I'm like, oh, this guy is like royalty, like music royalty, you know? Yeah. So I started talking to him, and like I even started talking to him about sampling one of his songs, and he gave me, anyways, we shouldn't talk about that, not here, but he gave me a bunch of tips and tricks, and anyways, long story short, he put the battery in my back. He told me like he was there to listen, you know, and just see who I was and what I stood for, and quickly like gave me advice and just said, man, you need to go for it, and you need to like you know, put your own culture into it and all this stuff, and just from that day, like I remember like after that call, I didn't even finish my job yet. Like from the end of that call, I went to my Instagram, deleted all my posts, kept like my very first post on Instagram, switched my shit to like an artist or whatever, and it would just like literally as I'm talking to the guy before I even hung up, the whole plan was in motion, like in my head. I knew what songs I was gonna record. I knew what the name of the project was gonna be, and all I needed to do was finish the songs, record them, mix master them, and get them up on DistroKid, because I knew, like already working with Shani, I knew what you needed to do, you know. And I also knew the most important piece of information ever, which was, well, I mean, everybody knows that now, or you should know that, which is when you distribute your music, give the distributors time to listen to it, and then they can like put you on playlists, right? That's why I'm here now, because that's what I just knew that, you know. And literally, dude, that's January 11th, 2022. January 29th, I had my music mixed and mastered, recorded, with the cover, with the album cover art, everything ready to upload on DistroKid. Like within like 5 days, I had that shit written. Within so many days, I just made it. Like I even till this day, I look back at that time and I'm like, something was like driving me. Like that wasn't just regular. Like those songs, like it needed to happen. Like the way I was on final warning at work for attendance.
This guy
at the time, listen, and I took 5 days off work in a row because I was like, I'm not going back to work until I finish these songs.
Holy shit.
And I messaged everybody in the city. I need a recording engineer. Who do I go to? And Quake Matthews was like quick to reply, and he told me, he didn't even know who the fuck I was. He's like, Jordan Metro. I go to Jordan Metro, and boom. I have my shit in time, submit it, pitch it to Spotify. Boom, I'm on Northern Bars. Boom, I'm on this. Boom, I'm on that. Now everybody knows me. It's like, alhamdulillah.
Holy shit.
That's the story. I swear to God.
Wow.
Before like a month and a half, less than 60 days before my music came out, I wasn't even an artist. Like I wasn't even looking at myself. I wasn't having
the name BASYL. Like, how did you say, okay, this is gonna be BASYL? I'm gonna use this name. Like,
yeah, BASYL with a Y. So. Another funny story. I work at a call center. 90% of the people I talk to are in the US. So when I say BAS, the ones that are interested would be like, oh, like what's that short for? Whatever. What's your name? Blah blah blah. And I had like a little funny like thing just to break the ice, and I would say like, it's BASYL, BASEL, but I just say Bas like the fish because Basel, the city in Switzerland. Basil, the herb, so I should spell it with a Y because why not? And then that's the joke, because it's like, fuck it, like if nobody can pronounce it, I should make my own fucking you know. spell it my own way because people are gonna ask anyways, right? I'm gonna have to correct you anyway.
Yeah.
So fuck it. So when it became time to pick my artist name, like I was like, oh, BASYL with a Y. Like it's just close enough that it's still me. Like I don't have like a little whatever. Like I'm not. I know no disrespect to anything, but it's like I don't have a stage name, you know. And it's like also just different enough that it's not really me, and it's cool. Like it just fits. I think
it fits. It fits.
Yeah, man. BASYL
Okay,
with a Y.
so you have the 4 tracks ready.
4 tracks.
And it was what were the songs on that?
So the 4 songs were Priceless, A'udhu Billah, Damn, Conversations. Quick funny story. Priceless was a song I like freestyled in like December 2019, and then it just stayed there as like, you know, stood out to me. And then A'udhu Billah, Damn, Conversations, Closure, and another song that's gonna come out were all recorded. I did all of them in a row, like at the same session, like August 26th. And I remember that day, obviously, because I went back to the recordings and I was like, holy shit, it's all there. Like, I had a crazy day that day.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, how do you even stay hyped up for that long?
So, another fucking gem, like another crazy thing I did like right thing at the right time. So, as I'm recording, I started to run out of juice, right? And I would know that if I'm starting to get sleepy. Like that's my only indication. And if I started sleeping, I'm like, okay, but like the session is going well. Like I don't want it to end. So initiates. Here comes another like tip from a producer that I usually like watch. Kato on the track is his name, and he said that if you're working on he's speaking to producers. He's like, if you're working on beats and if you're working on a shitty beat, don't scrap it and start another one. Finish that shitty beat. Because the good beat is attached to the end of that shitty beat, but you need to finish that project. Like you need to finish it, see it through. Even if it's shitty, even if you know to your heart that you're gonna throw this away, it doesn't matter. Just like it's the creation process, right? But if you cut it, now you don't know what's gonna, right? So right then and there, I remembered that, and I was like, okay, there was a song that I freestyled that wasn't as good as the other ones, and it's just kind of like I didn't know if I liked it or not. And I was like, and this was like a song like I said, this is August 26th, and that song I recorded like maybe 7 months before, and I told myself, let me try to do another freestyle on that song. Played it, and within the first 5 seconds, like maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds, my old flow came back, and I'm like, fuck, I can't break out of it. I'm not gonna, and I knew it was shitty, and I was like, fuck, I can't. There's no fresh ideas. There's no fresh inspiration. I can't force it. But I knew that I wasn't gonna just stop. And I was like, whatever. Let me just finish it. It is what it is. It's fine, right? So, sure enough, I finish it. And then I remembered, I look up, because usually I'm like, oh, I have to look up on the other beat or whatever. I look up and then the video and it's only halfway. And I realized that it's actually one of those where it's got a beat switch and it's got another beat coming. But I didn't listen to that beat last time, 7 months ago. I just skipped it. So this time I let it play. Because I'm in the flow, right? I'm like, let it flow. And it was Damn, the song Damn. And the song Damn starts with like thunder and like sound effects of like a horse like on the ground and like just the horse, like you just hear in this rain and all this stuff. And it starts like real like Wild Wild West situation. Long ass intro. So I didn't even know. I was just in the moment. I was probably on my phone, distracted, whatever, right? Boom, beat starts, and I was like, oh, this is nice. So I just caught myself, and I freestyled whatever. At the end of Damn, to anybody that's listening, if you listen to Damn, at the end of it, you can hear me. There's a bit of the original voice note that I put in there, and it's literally my reaction to my own freestyle. I was like, damn, like that was nice.
Yes.
And that was hidden like from something like 7 months ago that I just kind of like hid away, you know? And right after that, Conversations beat started. And if you hear what I'm saying in Conversations at the beginning, I'm like, whoa, shit, goddamn, shit. That was my original reaction to the fact that, oh, I just got 2 fire beats right after each other. And my algorithm is killing it. Like, and then like, yeah, like that's how I created those songs, you know? And months later, like every couple of weeks, I'd go back and listen, and they just stuck. I even numbered them. I put like number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, because if I would ever put them out, those are the 4.
That's the order. Why did you decide on that order though?
Feeling.
Oh, see, that's the thing I guess I get from your performances. Like the ones I've seen, I'm using Nova Scotia Week, Snacks. It's like there's so much emotion behind your performance. Why is that important to you?
I mean, it's not something that I feel like I deliberately do. I go out of my way to do. It's just
there.
It's just, and I feel like music is a business of emotion and feeling. Like it's literally like a business of feelings and emotions. So like, one of the reasons why, like I said, why I did music in the first place is, for me, was just a form of self-expression, a form of, I always had like an issue being misunderstood, like family, school, like you know what I mean? Communication was not, my throat chakra was always blocked my whole life. Yeah, and music was just like a way for me to manage my emotions simply. So anything I do that with my music is like, I'm fully there, dude. Like I'm fully invested. Like sometimes like I listen to music or like I write lyrics and like I want to cry almost, because I'm like, damn, like I'm feeling so much, you know? And it's definitely something that like I said, I don't deliberately do, but I will make sure that like that day, like if I'm performing that day, I'll make sure that I'm gonna be 100% so I can tap into that emotion, you know what I mean? Because it's like, that's what music is, you know, so.
Yeah, no, it makes sense why it's showing. So, okay, you have this project out. I'm going through your thing. The numbers are insane. How do we have those numbers? I know you say you send it before you go.
Yeah.
That's it?
No, so basically, like, I look, I'm going to be very short, simple, because I literally did one thing, bro. I pitched my song to Spotify.
Right.
That's all I did. And that's something that everybody can do. And a lot of artists don't do it. They either don't do it, or when they do it, they don't do it with enough time ahead of time.
Oh.
Right? There's 100, let's just call it, give or take 20,000, 100,000 songs dropping on Spotify alone every single day. So Spotify's people are begging you to give them time, because they're not gonna have time to listen to your song. And this is where also it comes to the meant to be, like proof for myself that this shit was meant to be for me, is the fact that I did so much. I did everything I could. I paid double, like, in production fees and stuff, just for it to come out in a specific time, because I wanted my project to come out in February, because No Pants Till February can't be coming out March. No Pants Till February is coming out February. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I was like, the last day I can have this out is February 28th.
Yeah.
And I need my 4 weeks, so I have to submit this 4 weeks ahead of time. And I was rushing, like I was like a maniac, dude. Like I got it done, and then I was so relieved that I got it done, I forgot to pitch my song.
What? I'm sorry.
Dude,
I shouldn't laugh, but
dude, I promise you, 2 weeks in, I just, like, it all just dawned on me. Like, I went on Spotify and I was like, I just almost shot myself, and I was like, you know what? I'm doing it 2 weeks ahead of time. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I did it, and this is the tip that I think. I don't have proof, but this is the tip that I have. If you are a hip hop or a rap artist, when you pitch your music on Spotify, is this the camera? I can look in the camera.
Right.
East Coast hip hop, that is the genre you want. Not regular hip hop. If you have R&B, if you have Afro beats in it, whatever. If you have hip hop element in it, don't choose regular hip hop, because that puts you in the world.
Everybody.
If you put East Coast hip hop, you're here. And my theory is that. Shout out to Trips too. I don't know if you know Trips, but
Trips is the man. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Trips. He was the one that gave me that tip, because he had the theory as to this will put you in a smaller pool of selection, so you get more eyes. And honestly, that's the only thing that I owe my success to. Just that. I mean, obviously, look, I owe my success to me doing it and all that. But
dude, you put in the work, but yeah.
Yeah, I got to do that because I'm bad at that. I'm bad at giving myself like props, but that's the only thing that I feel like was like critical, you know, to my success, because I did that. I went on, I think it was like Fresh Finds or like Fresh Hip Hop or whatever, Fresh New Hip Hop. And I promise you, dude, when I put out my shit, all I wanted to do was have above 1,000 streams on all my songs. That's all I cared about. I promise you. And even like I didn't know, like I was like, maybe there's like a 1.6% chance that I'll get an actual playlist, because nobody knows you, like you know. Anyways, so when I started getting like a smaller like playlist, I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? So it would be like, I would just start messaging my cousins back home. We'd be like, oh my God, and I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? And then like it started getting really surreal when I got on Northern Bars, because that's a playlist that everybody here wants to get on.
Yes.
And that's when I was like, oh shit, I need to start looking at myself differently.
Yeah.
Like, I need to start treating myself differently, because I'm looking at my name amongst
all those people. Yeah.
And then a few months later, like I remember it till this day, man, April 8th, I get on Mellow Bars. And Mellow Bars is a playlist that I've been listening to as a hip hop fan, like my whole fucking life, like for as long as I had Spotify, right? So that's when I'm just like, oh shit. That's when I'm like, what the actual fuck, right?
Yeah.
That's when I literally wake up. I used to wake up every fucking day and go through the playlist, and I'll go through every name, every artist on that playlist, and I get to see mine, and I'll blink, and I'll go up and I'll refresh, and I'm like, what?
I'm on that list.
I'm on a playlist with Lil Wayne.
Yes.
My number one artist. I'm on a playlist with Wiz Khalifa. With P. Diddy, fucking Stevie Wonder. Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, you know? And the cherry on top is I got to stay on that playlist for 10 months. Dude, I've seen like A-list artists come and go. Like they put out their album, 5 of their songs on the playlist. A month later, gone. I'm still there. You know, I put out a single, Closure. All of a sudden, they boost me up on that Mellow Bars playlist, and I get the highest like streaming day that day because of. And then it's just like, holy shit! Like, if I ever needed like, and which I did, a reason, validation, like a reason, and healthy validation. You know, that was it. Like till this day, I'm like, you can't talk to me, bro. Like, you can't tell me like, if you have like something bad to say, like I can't hear you, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I really can't. Like, you're right off the bat, like, and I think I peaked at like 45,000 listeners at some point. Yeah, like.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I saw it and I was like, what? This person's also in Halifax, you know?
Yeah, and out of the blue, like nobody, like, bro, even Shiny was like, are you, like, he called me one day, he was like, yeah, so like, are you for real? Like, you're gonna put this out? Like, people thought I was joking. When I was like, oh, new single, like, people literally thought I was fucking joking, you know? And yeah, it feels good. And yeah, it feels good. Like, it feels really, really good, man, because not because of the social aspect of it, but more importantly for me, just because like of the validation, like, and the fact that it helps me get more aligned with my true self. Every song I do, I become more myself. Like I get like lighter. Like a good friend of mine, shout out DJ Henry, he asked me, he was like, were you nervous when you uploaded your music? And I thought about it for a second, and I was like, actually no. Like it was actually I was all stressed up until that, and as soon as I did it, I was just like, oh, I'm here now, you know. And then it just like, yeah, it's the best thing I've ever done in my life, man. Like, and I truly found myself like by doing that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm envious because you found this thing that is like giving you drive and purpose, and you like, I want to wake up to do this. I'm tired, but fuck it, I want to do this, you know.
And I know for a fact that like I want it so bad, dude. Like, and I don't care. Like, don't care what comes in the way. Like, don't care. And one thing I just want to get to before you ask anything else, I will say like years of blindly watching interviews, studying like artists, like just consuming so much YouTube content for no fucking reason, you know. All of that like helps me have like a good like, how do I say it, just like a good reading on what's going on around me, you know, and how I should carry myself as an artist.
Immersion is powerful. You've put yourself in that thing so much that thing is part of you now.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Literally, like I've immersed myself so much in the world of hip hop and stand-up comedy as well, that like those two, like that I always say like that, those are my parents, like hip hop, and shout out my parents, obviously. I'm very
obviously.
and very grateful that they're here for me too. But like, no, I just say, hip hop, like you said it, I immerse myself into it so much that I don't see myself doing in any other world, you know, like I don't fit in any other world other than hip hop, other than music, you know, and not just, and now I'm doing music with Rennie and like KO, and I'm like, oh, I can do music, like not just hip hop, like I can just do any fucking music I want, you know. Yeah.
Okay, you've taken us on this beautiful journey, and I want us, you know, I want to end up with this question. You've done all these things. Now you're making music with all these super talented artists. What is on the horizon? What is coming up for BASYL?
So, a big project called Love Bombers. So this was supposed to come out in March last year, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out March last year because it was only supposed to be a 2-song thing, like 2-piece. And it was about this like little like situationship I had, and which ended at that point. So I was like, okay, I have the songs made about the situation, I'm gonna put them out. But then the situation, like I kept going for a little bit, and then I had more need to make more songs. So Love Bombers is now like a 8-9 song project. My first song, like my first features are on there, obviously. Shani is on there. I won't say who else is on there.
Okay.
But I have like a real big bomb on there, for real.
And so do you have a date for release?
Hell no. I've had so many dates and I had none of them. But let's just say like all the pieces of the puzzle are now here. Like there was one big piece of the puzzle, one big record that I was working on for that project that I just like locked in the logistics, like it's all kind of coming together. And pretty soon I'm gonna like start mixing and mastering and introducing like the sound bed for my project, and then just kind of like thinking of like the rollout. I have the cover art ready and everything is coming together.
So it's gonna be this year though, at some point.
This year for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. This year for sure. Love Bombers. Basically like I learned that I used to be a love bomber. And I didn't know what it was.
Right.
Until I learned. I was like, okay, yeah. So the songs speak a lot about that, and
so it's like a concept album.
Yeah. It's very much like a perspective of people that love bomb and perspective of people that get love bombed.
Oh my God.
Girls, guys, whatever. You know what I mean?
So okay.
So it's a love kind
you've
of
given us like a title of the thing. You've given us Shani's gonna be there. Can you at least say title of one track at least?
Yeah. So Closure is a single off that. Closure is already a song that's out. Look at Me is also a song that's out, that's gonna be on there. Hindsight is a song that's out that is going to be on there. And I'll say my next song is called As of Late. And that's a song with Shani. I'll just say that. I'll leave it at that.
Oh man, this has been a wonderful conversation. Super appreciate you. Man. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast today.
Of course, man. I'm so grateful. Like I really hope we can do this again because I've lived many lives, my friend.
We've not talked about the stand-up comedy thing. So definitely you have to come back and thank you so much, man.
For sure, man. I appreciate it.